Hello Patreons! So today I wanted to make a little video kind of showing some of the stuff I'm going to do in the future. I've always wanted to give you kind of more behind the scenes access to stuff and early access to stuff. So here I am editing in my studio. Not the most fun job, let me tell you, but I am all the same excited to share it with you. So let me go ahead and switch that camera around. So let's see, there we go. Alrighty, this is what I'm seeing on my computer right now. You can kind of see that there's a bunch of studio software going right here. And yeah, this is what I work with a lot. This is a video. This will not be uploaded to YouTube or the general public. It will be uploaded to YouTube so you can watch it from Patreon. But this is the kind of thing only available to my Patreon supporters. So I'm very excited about that. And yeah. So basically, I am starting my video editing. I've got about 7.5 minutes done so far. Not a lot. Getting there. And this is one of the things I can share with you is actually the in-progress work of editing a video. Now I would continue editing well into the wee mornings of the hour, but unfortunately I do have a job I have to go do. And well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. I'm very fortunate to have a job. So I have a job I need to go do. So I can go make more money and continue doing this. But in the meantime, enjoy this video. So I'm going to turn off the mic. I may turn it on and off throughout this. That way you don't get repeats of sound. I'm going to go ahead and restart that video. I didn't have my desktop audio going, so you didn't get to hear that intro bit. So again, this is just a work in progress. It's not done. It's not even close to done. And yeah, I don't have any of my overlays, my dialogue, nothing in this yet. This is just simply scene selection and some basic music selection for the video that's coming up. So there will be a lot more done than this. Door here, and I'm at Lake Powell, so I'm about to cast off. Got my boat in the water. Scott's got his in the water, so Captain Scott's going to go with us on this trip. I think we're going to go up towards Rock Creek Bay, Rock Creek, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure at this point in time. And yeah, we're going to try to get some video footage up lake of Rainbow Bridge and some other places while we're up there. You might notice some stuttering in the scenes. This has a lot to do with the software. The actual finalized product will be nice and smooth. He's all buttoned up. He's getting ready for a cold one. It'll warm up today, though. We're looking at good weather. There's also going to be a lot of pixelation. Again, that's just part of the editing process. It's just how it works. And just like that, we are off. Yeah, and a lot of these overlays I will be explaining kind of what's going on in the scene here. like in this upcoming scene. Like that's the resort right now, what it looks like. Really excited to say scenes like this are going to get a lot better in the near future. Like in this scene, that's what While We Launch looks like right now. Kind of crazy. Something really cool coming up. I've never done this before, but Fish Finder went crazy over here. There are definitely some fish here. Oh, lots of fish. Right next to the marina. Going through the Narrows. So yeah, this is it's all pretty exciting stuff. And it's yeah, there's just a lot going on. This compilation, that guy was, I don't know who that was, but that guy was totally blowing through the no wake zone like it wasn't even there, like it was going out of style. It's actually pretty cool what's coming up. This is exciting. So I'm not just wearing my sunglasses inside because, you know, my future's so bright. I just happen to be going straight up the main channel and staring directly into the sun. You know, I've been wanting to try to make a couple more jokes while I'm out there, but I'm not very good at it, in case you couldn't tell. I don't have much for humor. But yeah, this is the first time I've ever done this, so you'll notice that the music actually synchronizes a little bit with the scene changing, and I wanted to carry that through for a bit here. So, first time I've ever done this in a video that's going to be published, and I picked this kind of like insane clown posse music. It's funny, but it's like chill insane clown posse. I don't know, kind of creepy, kind of. It's the music. The title was called Mission to Mars. That was the name of the song, and I was like, well, this really reminds me of Mars. Sometimes going out there, everything's red. It's so kind of just different. It's entirely different. So it's pretty exciting. So this used to be my old milestone right here. I actually passed this milestone in my last video. So my next milestone will be Navajo Canyon, which is the next canyon up this lake. So if you didn't watch my last video, strongly suggest you check it out. You'll love it. Milestones are always a big deal for me. I know a lot of people don't really know much about me, so yeah, just trying to get the boat to cross this lake has been a challenge. In fact, my boat doesn't even run anymore right now. It's totally broke down. I can't even get it to start. Literally, the starter has gone bad. It's always something. The worst part is we can't figure out what starter we have to get to replace it, even though I have a starter. That's the worst part. It drives me nuts, but I'll figure it out eventually. There's the biggest houseboats on the lake right there. And for reference, no, the cat is not dead in this video. She sleeps really funny sometimes. If you own cats for a long time, you'll find they all kind of do that. Navajo Canyon. I so wanted to turn up Navajo Canyon, spend a week up there, then continue on, but I had to catch up with Scott, so. So with the passing of Navajo Canyon, which is right behind me, this is the furthest my boat has gone up lake. I've gone further, but just beat my milestone with my boat. And that's very exciting for me. Always something new out here, always something exciting. It's always weird passing a milestone. It took a long time to get to where I'm at. It took about, I think it was a little over a month, 2 months almost, before I finally got out again since I went to Navajo Canyon. It's been way too long. But on the bright side, Gonna go get a bunch of great footage. I'm excited about that. Man, it just feels great. It feels so good. It feels awesome. It's just really cool that I'm able to get out this far, and there's a lot of people I have to be thankful for that. So, yeah, thanks a bunch, and you folks know who you are. So in this spot, this is actually going to be where I'm going to put my little clip it where I ask people to come over to Patreon. So hopefully one day there's a few more of us over here. Wow, I look very blue. That's pretty funny, actually. It's the light reflecting off the computer monitor. Yeah, this is about the end, towards the end of where I've got. There's actually a really cool scene coming up. This scene right here, you can actually see the warrior, the sleeping warrior over there. And I'm just not used to seeing the sleeping warrior from that angle. It was just cool. That's Warm Creek right there, the entrance to Warm Creek. That's more of the main channel going up. And it's somewhere around here that you lose cell phone reception for most people. One of my phones had it, the other one didn't. That is just like a random little cove I wanted to go in so bad. But yeah, and that's it. So that's all I've got for the video so far. Like I said, there's still a huge work in process. It's not even, honestly, I don't even think it's a quarter of the way done. I've got so much more stuff to go over. I mean, you can see in my plane view right here, there's literally like 500 clips here, 600 clips. I couldn't tell you how many. Yeah, and I will be going to Rainbow Bridge. That was one of the places I've wanted to go. Kind of worried about this footage because, come on, there we go. A little bit worried about this footage because I had to do it with my cell phone. My camera actually died. So this will be some of the stuff you'll get to see. And like that's way oversaturated, but I can do some color correction to get that back where it needs to be. But yeah, these will all be clips in the upcoming video. So a little bit of a spoiler here. And then of course we have, you know, video footage of, well, this is this the backside? Yeah, yes. No, this isn't the backside. This is around the side. Okay. Where is the backside? So like right here, this is a really cool scene because this is the backside of Rainbow Bridge. Most people never get to see the backside of Rainbow Bridge. In fact, I guess, according to who I talked to, they said like literally less than 10% of people will walk to the backside of Rainbow Bridge. So yeah, that footage will be definitely included in this video coming out.
That was a good idea.
All the same, it's very exciting.
And you know what's going to happen?
So, yeah. Anyway, let me go ahead and switch my studio around. Or my camera around. So I'm hoping to do more stuff like this in the near future. Obviously, this video was recorded live, unedited. This is just for my Patreons. This is the behind-the-scene footage kind of stuff I've wanted to show everyone for a long time. Of course, the lowest tier doesn't gain you access to this, so some of the Patreons that only throw down the $5 a month, which is a lot of money. I'm not ungrateful, but, you know, the $7 does bring you into that higher tier, and it does give you a lot more in regards to what I can do, or what I'm willing to do, I should say. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about all of this. Definitely tell your friends and buddies about Patreon. Tell them to get over here and support me and make our Patreon community a little bigger. It'll really help. In the meantime, I'm going to keep editing this video. I've got to go to work here in, well, what time is it? I got to go to work here in less than an hour, so I'm basically going to deal with the dog, get dressed, and go to work. So that's my next step, my next prerogative, because tell you what, YouTube doesn't pay the bills, but you guys really do help. So pretty excited about that. The one last thing I wanted to share with you before we left, I'm pretty excited about. I'm going to do it. Why not? I've got a minute here. So let's see, top-down desk camera. All right. So this camera here just points at my desk so I can do really cool things like what I'm about to do right now. Oh, the camera's come undone a little bit here. Let me fix that angle there. There we go. Now you can actually see I'm not just bugging off screen the whole time. Okay, so as you can see, there's this weird device I'm holding. You're probably wondering what on earth it is. This is the new camera. And I am so excited about this new camera. It's It's extremely intuitive how they have it set up. This one has an actual joystick to help control everything with a bunch of different accessories. What's really cool, this one has a power button, like a dedicated power button. My old camera was always a multi-function button. I still have habits left over from my old camera. I still turn it on by holding that button. Like, that's just what feels natural. One of the cool things, I don't know if you know this, but I'm very stickler about the quality of footage that I produce, and I don't like sticky or jittery footage, and that's one of my big concerns about my cell phone. So this camera will definitely alleviate that. My old camera did that. After taking apart my old camera, I found broken wires. That's why my old camera doesn't work anymore. It had broken wires and the gimbal was shot. And one of the cool things about this camera is when it turns on, the gimbal doesn't slam to calibrate itself. In the old days, this little gimbal, and I'll show you the process here. Oh, got to use that dedicated power button. So if you look at this little gimbal right here, when I turn it on, it'll move. There we go. It just instantly turns on and starts doing its thing. There's nothing crazy going on here. The old one used to have like this whole startup procedure where it would open up and then the gimbal itself would slam from one side to the other. It was always, well, rather obnoxious. And yeah, I think that's ultimately what did it in. Some other cool things about this camera that I can do is like locking positions. That means that I'll actually be able to do walking scenes a lot better. I can do, like I said, all sorts of stuff I was never able to do before with this particular camera. And of course I am able to control it with the with this joystick itself. And that's actually extremely helpful because, you know, the fact that I can now do zooming features, I can do and actually control the gimbal. It'll make it so I can do a lot more than I was able to do in the past. I mean, this used to be something I did with my hands, and the fact is now the gimbal will just do it. It's hard to see on the camera, but that gimbal is slowly rotating. So anyways, figured I'd throw in a bone for anybody who made it this far. So now you know my situation and kind of what I'm dealing with here. Unfortunately, I'm not really going to get to use this camera on the lake anytime soon unless I use my jet ski, and it is still too cold for the jet ski. So yeah, I'm going to probably end up trying to do some mini bike episodes, take the motorcycle out and do that. Unfortunately, the boat is broke down, and I think I already explained why it's broke down. But yeah, it's devastating. Trust me, I'm not taking it well. Every day I feel like there's a big gaping hole in my life, and eventually I'll work through that. It's just part of the process. It is what it is. So until next time, this is Thor, signing out. So, one last thing before I go. Anybody who made it this long, you deserve something. So I want to tell you one of my favorite jokes. One of my favorite jokes is, why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? Because it got stuck in a crack. Stupid joke, but I like it. You folks have a good one. Take care.